A cute short story presents the happy poor man and the unhappy rich man. Once upon a time, there was a rich man who lived in a huge house with a huge garden. He lived alone in his large mansion. In his garden, there was a swimming pool where he went to swim every morning. His refrigerator was always filled with the most delicious foods because the chef who prepared his meals was one of the best in the country. After his morning swim, the rich man enjoyed his meals at his large table in his spacious living room. The television was very often on because he felt lonely, and the emptiness, the void made him very anxious. He had tried to make friends, but his breaking often took over. So he stayed alone in front of his television. He sometimes traveled, but the rich man preferred the comfort of his own home. Despite what his neighbor thought of him, he was not happy. Neither his delicious food, nor his garden, nor even his swimming pool helped him feel better. So he decided to buy the car of his dream, a red Ferrari. He was happy after buying it, but his happiness was short-lived. After driving it about 30 times, he was already bored, and his level of happiness was the same as before. He no longer knew what to do, feel calm and happy in his life, even though that happiness was a concept, not a destination. One day, when he went to Marseille for work, he met a kind man sitting next to him at the terrace of the cafe, where he had decided to work before his meeting. The kind man was humble and poor. He was looking for small coins at the bottom of his pocket to pay for his coffee. He liked going to this little coffee on the corner of his street once off a week, if his finance allowed it. He observed everything around him: the hurried passers-by, the excited young people having fun, the elderly people he met every day and with whom he had become friends, the cats rummaging through the trash and scaring people by suddenly running past them. The color of the grass changing with the season, nothing went unnoticed in the kind man's eye. He felt happy. Not every day, of course, because life is not always a long, quiet river. But every time he enjoyed his coffee in his little cafe with his friends, or when he played with his dog in the small park nearby, where he used to play pétanque with his many friends, the kind man noticed the sadness on the face of the rich man sitting next to him. He asked him, Isn't it a beautiful day with this sunshine we had been missing?" The sad man replied, "The sun will always come and go, it doesn't concern me." Surprised by his answer, the kind man said, "You must have a lot of work not to care about it." The sad man nodded. The happy man continued, "Would you like to join me and my friends tomorrow for a game of pétanque?" The sad man accepted. That day he had so much fun. It was one of the best days of his life. Yet the rain started to fall. They went to take shelter under some scattered trees. The ground was slippery, and they all fell into a puddle of mud. They couldn't stop laughing. Then the kind man suggested going to his place to warm up with a nice coffee, but his old coffee machine decided to break down. The coffee was cold and undrinkable. The rich man couldn't help spitting it out, and everyone burst out laughing. When it was time to leave, the rich man thanked the kind man from the bottom of his heart. He had never been so happy before. The kind man said to him, "I was happy to share my happiness with you." The rich man learned a great lesson from that day. Since then, he often visited his new friends and invited them every month to relive together these beautiful adventures and these simple moments of happiness. The end.